All right, we're talking about the Stone Age. We made it to what paleoanthropologists believe is the missing link. Do you remember what you called this creature? Anybody want to attempt to pronounce it for me? That's exactly right. Australopithecus africanus. You can impress your friends and relatives with, of course, in Latin you're just saying the South African ape or something. But Australopithecus africanus. You know, people think that there's something called a scientific language. I've heard people say, well, the Bible's not scientific because it's not in scientific language. And I always think that's it's a very funny statement, because they think that there's some kind of scientific language, but there's not, right? What is scientific language? What language is it? It's Latin and Greek. It's just roots from Latin and Greek they put together. And they like to use dead languages because they won't change. You use a dead language such as Greek or Latin because it's not going to change. If they started calling stuff using English words, then it's going to change through time, because English is a living language. That's a problem with the King James Bible, isn't it? King James English, it's not that the meaning has changed, but the language has changed. Therefore, you read the King James, you'll find things like it says, God is an awful God. You say, wow, that means he's bad. No, it doesn't mean he's bad. It means it causes you to be filled with awe when you think about God. That's what it meant then. It meant something bad now, something different now. So anyway, you have to work in a dead language. So when I was in college, I did a paper on a fossil called Tracheodoma irregularis, and that sounds really scientific, Tracheodoma irregularis. But if there was someone who was Latin here, all I'm saying is irregular bumpy dome. Irregular bumpy dome. That doesn't sound very scientific, does it? Irregular bumpy dome. Well, that's what you're saying when you say Tracheodoma irregularis. So it's just that you're using a different foreign language in science. There's no, quote, scientific language. If you read the Bible in Greek and Hebrew, it would sound very scientific, wouldn't it? But it's not any more scientific, it's just you're reading in a different language. So, Australopithecus africanus, believed to be the first missing link that they found, this connecting animal between the early primates and mankind.